They say South Africa is a movie, and I say it's a theater. That's where all the drama happens. So every day, a new act unfolds. New characters enter the stage, old rivalries resurface, and the audience is left wondering what comes next. And let's see what other commentators say.
Head of organized crime, that's Major General Richard Shibiri, has been fired.
Sources tell ENCA Shibiri's dismissal was recommended by the disciplinary hearing for bringing the SAPS into disrepute by associating with Vusimuzi Cat Matlala.
Shibiri received the dismissal letter on the 22nd of last month already.
The sources say Shibiri will challenge this decision at the CCMA.
SAP's organized crime boss Richard Shibiri has been dismissed from his position. Well, here's SAP's national spokesperson, Athlenda Mate.
SAPS confirms the dismissal of Major General Richard Shibiri, the former component head for organized crime, following the conclusion of internal disciplinary processes. The disciplinary proceedings were conducted in accordance with applicable SAPS prescripts and principles of procedural fairness. Major General Shibiri was found guilty of misconduct relating to conduct that brought the organization into disrepute, including associating himself with a known criminal.
Is that the national head of organized crime unit, Major General Richard Shibiri, has been fired. Major General Richard Shibiri was fired by SAPS after extensive disciplinary hearing in May. Well, they went through that disciplinary hearing because of the allegations against him, one of them being closer to Cat Matlala. So basically, they are saying that he put the SAPS into disrepute. Now, the final decision was made on the 22nd of May to say that, Richard Shibiri, we thank you for your service, but no thanks. After these interesting developments, sources confirm that Major General Richard Shibiri is going to take the matter to CCMA.
Police officer and whatever. But we are dealing with, on the value chain, level 1 to 3.
So clearly, he's a very senior police officer in South African police affairs, and he's a pertinent witness here because he has been implicated in a variety of ways. He's been implicated as knowing Vusi Matlala Manyala. He's been implicated in what may be the wrongful arrest of Musa Kaula. He's been implicated as having a relationship with Surgeon Funny Money, witness Surgeon Funny Nkosi, witness F, witness Funny Money. We didn't know him, then we got to know him, and he is coming back. So they are implicated in having a relationship which is not necessarily a kosher or halal relationship, right? Those are some of the implications. He is implicated in having been at that meeting at the General Sibia wedding event where Vusi Matlala was in attendance and several other people were in attendance, one of which I'll talk about later because it seems there were more people at that meeting than General Sibia wanted us to know. And that's something that's quite interesting. So,
Commission yesterday, how that can suddenly change to the family. You say in so many words, at the time, reference was to the other faction. How does that suddenly change? I don't understand. Because the reason you give or the reasons you give for the change are a sense of discomfort that you now have, and also the difficulty of identifying those within that faction. But that cannot then change who you were referring to. It cannot. What you should rather say is, one, I have a discomfort saying more about that faction. Two, I cannot even identify the people in that faction except for General Sibia. I would understand you if that's what you were saying. But for the identity of open quote, this other side, close quote, suddenly changing, I don't understand that, and I will never understand that.
Commissioner, I agree with Commissioner that indeed I was referring to General Sibia, and when I said this other faction, and we're having difficulty to identify or to say specifically who is in his faction from the police side.
And that cannot change upon being engaged by the commission. It should stay there. That's who you were referring to when you said this other side. It should stay there. It should remain there. Not so.
Yes, but when I was overwhelmed with now lying to the commission and whatsoever, I decided to...
No, reference to you lying was only after you had changed. If you hadn't changed, nobody would have suggested that you are lying on this.
Yes, Commissioner, I agree. That is why I wanted to indicate that the difficulty was that I can't put a name or say these are the people on inspection whom I think they were going to share with.
All right. Then towards the end of the debate, I think it was with Commissioner Baloyi,
yes.
you even referred to So reference was, that is, the changed reference was no longer only to the family, but you also referred to perpetrators, and I think you even referred to friends. Who are the perpetrators that you were talking about?
No, I think I referred to friends.
You
I
did
said
refer,
family and friends.
you did refer to perpetrators. I know for a fact, General, you did.
Oh, no. I thought I said family and friends. Because
You said perpetrators as well in so many words. Who are you referring to? I know for a fact you did. Who are you referring to?
I can't refer to the perpetrators because the perpetrators are those who were arrested. I think it is 4. And it's 4 persons who have been charged, and I don't have information that they are related or have ties with General Sibiya. I just felt it was easier to say family and friends because it's the family who found him, or might be friends, people who are close to the family. Hence, I wanted today to say, actually, for me, I didn't have 2 versions. I had 1 version when I said side, which I was meaning to the General Sibiya and the faction which is perceived to be there, even though I couldn't put names. But when I was pressed, I said because the persons who complained was the family, I said family and friends.
I'll be surprised if I'm mistaken about your reference to perpetrators, but perhaps we'll revisit that aspect after the tea adjournment.
Chair, just while you are on that, we will display the transcript of yesterday, and you will see there it does say it is the perpetrators, family, and friends. That was from yesterday, General.
There it is, General. Do you see it? Look behind you. It is the perpetrators, family, and friends. So there it is. You did refer to it. Who were you talking about when you referred to perpetrators?
Yeah, maybe it just come up, but I wanted to say family and friends.
What do you mean come up? You said it. You said it. What do you mean?
I agree that as it is indicated, I indicated perpetrators. But as I have explained, I don't have knowledge of the general knowing the perpetrators.
No, it's not about the general. I'm sure you're referring to General Shibiri. It's not about, I'm very sorry, General Sibiya. It's not about him. It's about what you said. It is you that referred to perpetrators. What were you talking about? Or who were you talking about?
Yeah, as I'm trying to explain, Commissioner, to say, when I was pressed with to say who is the faction, I end up indicating that family and friends. I wasn't aware I added even the perpetrator because I don't know him to be having the ties. So that is my mistake.
I'll leave it at that, General. And thank you very much for the transcript.
Thank you, Chair.
Yes.
General, it wasn't just when you were pressed for a name after you said the factions. It wasn't just then when you were pressed for names that you changed your version. It was also because it was put to you that it's implausible that the other side could be the police or the other faction of the police, because why would you be saying General Sibiya wants the information for not for NASCOM but for the other side? If the other side is General Sibiya's side, you would have then said for his side. That is why it wasn't just because you were asked for names that you changed your version. Do you accept that it was both when you were asked for the names and then it was put to you at several times that it was implausible that in context could have meant the other faction within the police force?
Yes, that is why I'm saying. That is why I'm saying it was when I was pressed. I remember it was Commissioner Palo to say, I cannot say there is other side, and then I say is the other faction, and I can't mention, because my response, I remember I said I choose not to mention the names. And then it came from there when the pressure started mounting from there, and that is where I became confused to come up with anything to get out of that.
Shibiri admitted that he communicated with alleged underworld figure Vusimuzi's cat Matala using his personal cell phone and acknowledged receiving 70,000 rand from him. Shibiri insisted it was a loan to repair his son's vehicle and not a bribe. Stay tuned to see if he will get bail or not. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment to help us with algorithms. Until next time, bye for now.